Alright, I'm going to talk about the Last Supper for a little bit and try to explain more about these intersecting lines of masculine and feminine that's projected from the middle that Da Vinci understood and many other artists understood. Um, yeah, there's a lot of implications that are a little bit wacky and potentially far-reaching, but still intuitively solid. So, first off, here we have Jesus. Look at Jesus. He, we can determine those red and blue intersecting lines and kind of the momentum in which this line will rise up and form a helical pattern in which this whole painting is following and orbiting around either Jesus' mouth or his brooch here, which his brooch is quite interesting when we look into how Da Vinci would design or paint kind of these mirror reflections and kind of the hidden design in which, if mirrored or, looked at differently using both eyes or a mirror in one of the eyes, you can hide some more imagery. So what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate this layer. Okay, we're going to have two Jesuses now. Drop the opacity to 50%. We're going to flip it horizontal. Okay, great. Now we have two. We can zoom in. We can start to see, how when you mirror things, you start to get faces. Yes. But that face isn't really anything. We have to line it up. Perhaps. Let's grab the right layer. Cool. So here's about where this lines up. Okay, and so we see his eye. His eye is that center point over his mouth. Potentially his mouth can be centered, but I like the alignment over this brooch or this talisman over his over his collar. Looks kind of like a scarab. Okay, if we keep zooming in, start to get faces and stick figures, and pretty much whenever you mirror over, you can start to ideate these different mirrored faces. And I think Da Vinci understood this kind of principle, subconscious image, subconscious image projection. He saw these images and focused on them and hid them inside. So if we zoom in, when we have the scarab centered, or we have this center line over Jesus's right eye, we get the scarab, we get the Freemason kind of compass and caliper. Caliper goes up, we get more eyes and stars. We get a dome at his brow. We get another eye here. Keep going up. And we understand that this arc at the top is also proportionate. But essentially I started noticing that on the stack of Jesus we have many figures of bulls. We have many, it's like almost a boar or a calf, in which is at the base of a larger bull or a bovine of some sort. You can see how if I were to overlay a face here, we can see this. We have essentially two faces here looking like at each other. Here's another smaller bull in the middle of his chest. Initially I was interested in The Last Supper because of Google. Google decided to remake The Last Supper. Forest Lawn has a new Last Supper that I just was looking at and I'm like, this isn't correct. Like there's some other reason why they're kind of not having the original Last Supper. And especially with Google Earth, you type in The Last Supper, maybe not.